When everyone walks out of your life, it doesn't feel spiritual at first. It feels like a punch to the chest. Like the world that once felt loud and full suddenly goes quiet. Almost too quiet. You start asking yourself questions you never asked before. Why did they leave? Was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? And the silence answers nothing back. But here's the part nobody tells you. God often begins His deepest work in the very moment everyone else stops working on you. It's strange, isn't it? The people you thought would stay vanish. The ones you trusted the most grow distant. The ones you believed were permanent turn into memories. And you're left in a place you never wanted to be. Alone with your thoughts, your fears, and your brokenness. But that's exactly where God steps in. Because as long as you have people to lean on, you'll keep leaning on them. As long as you have someone to call, you'll avoid calling on Him. As long as you're busy holding on to everyone else, you won't notice that God has been holding on to you the whole time. Sometimes God clears the room so you can finally hear His voice. And it's in that empty space, the one you thought would destroy you, where He begins rebuilding you from the inside out. You start to notice things you never saw before. You realize some people didn't leave you. God removed them to protect you. Some doors didn't close to punish you. They closed because what was behind them could have broken you. Some friendships faded because you kept shrinking yourself to fit inside circles God never called you to walk in. And even though it hurts, even though the loneliness feels heavy, something inside you begins to shift. You start waking up differently, thinking differently, seeing yourself differently. Because when everyone leaves, the distractions leave with them, and suddenly God has your full attention. It's in those late nights when your heart feels empty that God starts filling it. It's in those quiet mornings when you feel forgotten that God whispers, "I'm still with you." It's in those moments where you feel completely lost that He starts guiding your steps one by one. People may have walked away, but God didn't. He never does. Sometimes He lets you experience loneliness so you can learn the difference between being alone and being abandoned. You were never abandoned. You were never unprotected. You were never unnoticed. God was just removing the noise so He could raise your spirit. And slowly, you begin to understand the season. You realize it wasn't rejection. It was redirection. It wasn't loss. It was alignment. It wasn't the end. It was the beginning of becoming someone stronger, wiser, more grounded, more secure in who you are. Not because of who stayed, but because of who never left. When God starts working on you, He doesn't start from the outside. He starts with the parts no one sees, the insecurities you hide, the worries you carry, the wounds you pretend don't exist, the fears you never say out loud. He puts you through a process that doesn't look like growth at first. Because healing, real healing, often looks like breaking before it looks like rebuilding. You'll feel God stripping away old habits, old mindsets, old pain you thought you buried. You'll feel Him reshaping your heart, reshaping your identity, reshaping the way you love, the way you think, the way you fight, the way you believe. And slowly, the version of you that depended on others to feel valuable begins to fade. The version of you that chased people who didn't appreciate you starts dissolving. The version of you that tolerated disrespect just to feel accepted disappears. God starts revealing who you are when no one is clapping for you, who you are when no one is validating you, who you are when everything you leaned on collapses, and you're left standing on Him alone. This is the season where God makes you unshakable, where your worth stops coming from people and starts coming from Him, where your peace stops depending on circumstances and starts depending on His presence, where your strength stops being borrowed and starts being built from the ground up. People might wonder how you survived what you went through. They might look at you and think, how did they not fall apart? But you'll know the truth. You didn't survive because you were strong. You survived because God held you together when everything else fell apart. You survived because God was working behind the scenes, in the silence, in the stillness, in the places no one saw. And one day, you're going to look back at this season and realize something powerful. If they hadn't left, you wouldn't have grown. If they hadn't walked away, you wouldn't have discovered your purpose. If they hadn't broken your heart, God wouldn't have healed it in a way no human ever could. Your loneliness became your turning point. Your silence became your training ground. Your heartbreak became your transformation. And when God finishes working on you, you won't beg anyone to stay. You won't chase people who don't value you. You won't question your worth because someone couldn't see it. You won't cling to people out of fear, because the moment you realized God was enough was the moment you stopped needing anything that wasn't meant for you. One day the right people will enter your life. People God sends, not people you forced. People who don't drain you, but lift you. People who don't walk out at the first sign of trouble. People who don't need to be impressed because they value the real you. People who match your heart, not your history. But until then, don't despise this season. This is the season where God is upgrading you, strengthening you, healing you, preparing you for the life you've been praying for. So if you feel alone right now, if everyone you loved has drifted away, if you're sitting in a quiet room wondering why life suddenly feels so empty, just remember this. When everyone leaves, God steps closer. When everything stops, His work begins. And when the world walks out, heaven walks in. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are not abandoned. You're being rebuilt. And one day soon, you'll understand why everyone had to leave, so God could finally show you what it feels like when He becomes enough.